What's up, all you movie fans and fanatics out there? It's your boy, Epic Movies, back again in a video. And today, what would you do if your kid woke up at 2:17 in the morning and ran out the house? How would you react to that? Well, today, we're talking about Weapons from director Zach Creggers, who did Barbarian back in 2022, his first movie that did actually pretty well in the box office. And Weapons is skyrocketing in the box office, making I think over 42 million over the weekend, over $100 million in the box office in total. And I'm gonna say this right now: Joy Gardner needs some Oscar recognition next year. She needs some Oscar recognition next year. She's been in two massive movies this year. What, 2 months apart, a month apart? In Weapons as the teacher, and Silver Surfer in Fantastic Four. Joy Gardner is a great actress. Josh Brolin did a great job in this movie too. So did Benedict Wong, and the brief cameo of Barbarian actor Justin Long, which makes me really happy to see Justin Long in this movie. But this movie follows a true story about a group of 17 kids in one classroom that Julianne was teaching, which is Joy Gardner's character in the movie. They all got up at 2:17 in the morning, walked out the front door, and ran away. Never to be seen again. So we follow four different perspectives in this movie. We follow Josh Brolin's character, which is the dad of one of the missing kids. We follow Joy Gardner, the teacher, the cop, Alex, and then the drug dealers. So we follow, I think, 5 characters in that movie, 5 or 6 characters that gave us 4 or 5 different perspectives on what was happening in the movie, which I really liked. Now, what I did like about this movie was a lot of people are going to complain about it. It was so slow. It was a slow burn to the end. Have you seen any horror movie ever? Have you seen any horror movie? Every horror movie you watch is a slow burn into a crazy end. This movie had a gruesome and terrifying end, and I loved it so much. Start to finish, it built up so well, and it built up immensely well to being a slow burn horror movie. And I'm not a big fan of movies that have a slow burn type beat to it. Now I did watch Barbarian. I did watch Zach Creggers' first film, and I love Barbarian. I had the poster for it. I want to own it physically, so I can just take a drink of my water real fast. I love Barbarian. It was a great movie, very disturbing, very graphic, and very good. Very well made with Zach Creggers. He knows what he's doing behind the camera. I think with amazing cast, like I said, Josh Brolin, Joy Gardner, Benedict Wong, Justice Long, he ran with it. And fun fact, Pedro Pascal was almost in Weapons, but he had to drop out because of filming conflicts with Fantastic Four. Because Joy Gardner wasn't in the whole movie; she was only in like the middle, the end of the movie, so she had time to film both at the same time. Like with Isabel Mercer did with Last of Us Season 2 and Superman. She filmed them simultaneously at the same time. But I do like the multi perspectives with a movie like this because it gives you first person perspective on what everyone else is seeing during the investigation to find these 17 missing kids. And I do have a lot to talk about with this movie. This might be a longer review for 2 reasons. One, Zach Creggers wants to make a sequel and a prequel. Prequel to Gladys, the aunt in the movie that turns out to be the villain in this movie. I'm excited for it. I'm not sure we're getting a prequel and a sequel. I would like both of them, but a prequel would be nice to Weapons. I would definitely watch the prequel in theaters in IMAX or Dolby or 40X, whatever it's gonna be, and I will watch the prequel to that movie. because I do want to know because I watched it with my best friend that I wish was here to talk about this movie with me. But we were both talking about it afterwards, and I was like, I want a prequel or sequel about Gladys. Why she did what she did in the movie. I'm not gonna say too much because you should go watch Weapons. What are you doing? I'm not gonna spoil the movie for you. But I want to know why she did what she did in the movie, either in a sequel or a prequel or a sequel that has a backstory, but also another event like in Weapons where kids go missing and it's someone doing it because they blamed the innocent people at first. Now the soundtrack was fun. It was like sort of rock music for when the kids left at 2:17 in the morning. Um, I am safe to say that it is not the best horror movie of the year. I heard a lot of people were saying that there's the best horror movie of the decade and it's the best horror movie of the year. But you got to remember, we've had Sinners this year. We had Sinners, The Monkey, Companion, Final Destination, Bloodlines. We had 28 years later. So there are other candidates for best horror movie of the year, and I would say this that I think Sinners is still the best movie of the year, and I think Sinners is the best horror movie of the year, with runner-ups being The Companion, The Monkey, and 28 Years Later. But I think the tagline and everyone saying it's the best horror movie of the year needs to be dialed down because it's getting out of hand. Because I'm pretty sure every single horror movie from the Wolfman to Companion. Oh, speaking of Wolfman, Julie Gardner was also Wolfman this year in January. If you guys didn't watch Wolfman, watch my review on it. It's on my channel. But Gardner was also in Wolfman. But like we've had so many horror movies that, in my opinion, the horror franchise and the horror community that I love is eating this year in horror movies. Eating this year. Even with the old original ones, Hard Eyes was great this year. I love Hard Eyes. It's in my top 20 this year. Look out for that video. But it's like, when is this stereotype of every single horror movie being the best horror movie of the year going to end? Because The Monkey was that, Together was that, Sinners was that, Weapons is that right now. What's next? Conjuring's going to be the best horror movie of the year. Black Phone 2. Like, it needs to stop, people. Watch the movie. If you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. If you have a mixed opinion on it, then have a mixed opinion about it. Not every horror movie is the best horror movie of the year. You're wasting your breath saying that. Because not every horror movie is the best of the year. It's not. Because if it's not Oscar worthy, like Sinners is, Final Destination, Bloodlines is, 20 Years Later is, like many others this year, Companion possibly, then it's not. And the Oscars are not too find, are not too kind of horror movies. We're lucky Substance and Romulus were nominated last year, and both won awards this year. Um, it needs to stop. But with that being said, I just want to make that clear because a lot of horror movies this year have been called the best horror movie of the year. It needs to stop because it's oversaturated, overplayed, and overrepeated. It's highly, highly annoying. Zach Creggers did a great job directing this movie. Edge of my seat horror, intense moments, good jump scares, great like cinematography wise. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And it's by far a great original story. I don't think there's anything based off of the weapons. I don't believe it's a book or a show or I think this is Zach Creggers running with it, literally and figuratively running with it, with everything up here and a camera in front of him, and producing, in my opinion, a 8 or 9 out of 10, 4 out of 5 stars horror movie this year. I loved it. I loved every bit of it. In IMAX, it was so fun in IMAX. Every bit of this movie was beautiful. It was 2 hours and 8 minutes long. The runtime didn't feel like it. I know, like I said before, it's a slow burn horror movie, but it doesn't feel like that. Zach Creggers uses his time and makes it really fun and really good. It was intense, it was gripping, it was sad, and at the end of the movie, it was actually kind of funny. There were a lot of funny scenes that made the whole theater laugh, which I wasn't expecting because a lot of horror movies are like, "Oh my god, Alex, you don't laugh at horror movies; those would be scary." But no, this movie needed comedy because of how gripping the story was and how gripping it was. That yeah, 17 kids went missing for legit no reason, and we were trying to figure out what was happening. I couldn't figure out what was happening. To the end, I was like, "Whoa, holy shit!" So I highly enjoyed it. Um, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I just feel like people are gonna overreact about it this year. As things as they shouldn't say. Um, but if we do get a prequel, I want a full blown Gladys backstory. That's all I need. If we get a sequel to it, fantastic. If we get a different name for the sequel, fantastic. Whatever it is, I need it. I want it. Now, I'm not sure where Zach Creggers can go with this movie because he's only made two movies, Barbarian and Weapons, which it took him 3 years in between Barbarian 2022 and Weapons in 2025 to make a great movie. Barbarian was fantastic. If you haven't watched it yet, it's on Hulu or Netflix or whatever it is. Go watch Barbarian. Go watch Barbarian and then go watch Weapons in theaters. You will have a fun time with Barbarian. You have a fun time with Weapons, and you're gonna come back to this video like you were right, Alex. I watched both of them. I highly like both of them. I highly enjoy both of them. If you guys like slow burn horror movies that are intense, all gripping and crazy, Barbarian is that. Weapons is that. Hereditary is that. And so many other movies are exactly like Weapons. Slow burn, but it works. It works. Pacing was so good in this movie. I didn't get lost in the plot, didn't get lost in the story. I didn't be like, what is happening? Because sometimes when horror movies flip perspectives so much, you lose track of the story. But what I really liked about flipping perspectives was it flipped to the previous scene of the previous story. So it cohesively worked together in tandem. And it made it so much more compelling. I will be owning this on physical. I will be watching this during spooky season for the rest of my existence because this is what I want in horror. We are losing the slow burn horror genre subgenre of horror movies. A lot of people don't like slow burns. They don't. They hate them. But some of the greatest horror movies ever are slow burns. The Shining, Jaws, Doctor Sleep, um, Texas Massacre, Jeepers Creepers. I can go on. There are so many great slow burn horror movies that work, and there are top charts for me of amazing horror movies that we're all missing out on because we're all complaining and bitching about how slow burn horror isn't good. Every movie is a slow burn to a degree. Every single movie is a slow burn. Every single one of them is a slow burn. You just have to find the one genre that you like slow burn movies in. In my opinion, that's horror movies. Black Phone was a slow burn, fantastic movie. Ethan Hawke, Mason Thames. Oh, Chef's Kiss. I'm so excited for Black Phone 2 this year. I cannot wait to watch it. Um, but it's a great horror movie. It's so fun. It works. Brendan Wong did a great job. Josh Brolin did a great job. Joey Gardner did a great job. And this is a movie I will be screaming from the rooftops. Oscar consideration, please, for any of them. For the triad actors that played Alex, Joey Gardner, Josh Brolin, Benedict Wong, Justin Long, any of them, any of them. Now I'm not sure if all four of the main characters were lead roles because they seem to all be lead roles, and we only have one from each movie in each men and women's categories. But when the noms do come out, early February, I think it is, or I think it's early to late February or early March, I will be doing what I did last year, posting a full video about who I think will win and my runner-ups, and hopefully Sinners will be on there a lot because I think it should sweep the Oscars next year. That's just me though. What else can I say about weapons? That's basically all I got to say about weapons. If you guys have seen Weapons, comment down below. What would you give it out of 10? Would you give it a 9? Give it an 8? Would you give it a 7? Or did you not like it at all? And why you should not like Weapons? Let me know down below. Let me know what you guys thought of Weapons. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. And hit that bell notification button so when my face pops in your feed, you immediately smash your finger on your phone screen or your mouse pad and watch my videos. I do want to say I thank all of you guys for my Fantastic Four review blowing up within a week of me posting it. It has 20 views and 2 likes. I can't thank you guys enough. I have 11 subscribers. I started this middle of 2024, last June or July of 2024. I started posting on YouTube, and I've not expected the growth of my channel since then. Started with no subscribers, barely any videos. Now I have over 60 videos, 11 subscribers, with Leland Search Review blowing up, Fantastic Four blowing up, and so many more movies of my reviews are blowing up. And I want to highly appreciate all of you guys, and make sure you guys share my content with your other movie lover friends and family members, because I'm here to give you guys spoiler-free reviews for the most part, and everything else in between, because I love what I do, and I love that you guys love what I love to do, which is talk about movies. But as you guys watch what you love what you love, and guys, so to you guys, good evening, good night, and goodbye, everybody.